Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we are here in beautiful Panama City Beach celebrating my son's finishing of his leukemia treatments, which he's finally done after 2 long years. But it is absolutely gorgeous out here. I'll give you guys a little view of the sun. Not quite setting yet, but it will be here shortly. And then we have the pier. But as you can see, all the way down the coast there, we have, and then on this side as well, you have all these hotels, restaurants, condos, everything lining the coast. And this place gets a reputation as a party town, but I have to say, guys, it is absolutely stunning out here. And spring break actually just started, but the beach is really not too crowded, as you can see. So maybe that's kind of in the past, it just has a bad reputation. But I strongly recommend you guys come out here if you ever get the chance, because it is absolutely gorgeous. Put my sunglasses on because the sun is very bright right now. But I did want to talk about in this video how you can locate those 10x opportunities. We talk a lot on this channel about different opportunities in the markets. And one thing that is consistent is getting those multi-bagger returns, right? So whenever we talk about whether it's, small cap stocks or cryptocurrencies or whatever it is, we're trying to locate those high growth opportunities. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to actually participate in some of those 10x plus opportunities. You guys have seen some of my previous videos. You guys know we've talked about various stocks that have gone on 10x runs, right? And myself personally, what I try to focus on, and this is not for everybody, but I try to focus on more of the small cap and even the micro cap type stocks, because those are kind of the very under the radar stocks that nobody really pays attention to. And so it's kind of a niche market. But there's a lot of different markets you can choose from. There's crypto, there's mid cap, large cap, mega cap. If you look at Nvidia, right? Nvidia was well over a 10x. But even when it was, before it even 10x or anything, it went on its massive run, it was still, I think, $100+ billion company. And this goes back a few years ago, right? So there's opportunity pretty much everywhere you look. It doesn't matter if you're trading small caps, micro caps. It doesn't, if you're trading cryptocurrencies, if you're trading whatever it is, right? So the key is to try to locate that opportunity before other people do, right? And so, it's kind of like common sense, right? Buy low, sell high, the old adage. But, it's a lot easier said than done, because as humans, we have emotions, right? We have feelings. And when things go wrong in the market, it doesn't feel good. Now, when things do go well in the market for us and our portfolios are going up in value, like if you remember, 2020, 2021, that period where everything was just flying off the charts, it felt good. And a lot of people, myself included, got sucked into the euphoria. And there was a lot of 10x plus opportunities. But, the key first is to kind of change your mindset about an opportunity in the market, right? Because there's a lot of opportunity. There will be people who say the stock market's a scam, crypto is a scam, all this stuff is a scam, and that you can't make any money, or that you're going to get duped eventually. Look, there's no doubt there's a lot of scams out there for sure, especially in cryptocurrencies. You get into some of the penny stocks and all that. There's definitely some fraudulent stuff going on. But when you're looking at opportunity in the market, just remember that opportunity is abundant. You just have to remember that yes, there's risk, but with risk comes opportunity. And the more risk you take, the more opportunity there is that you'll make a larger return. So when you're looking at something very boring, let's say like a bond or whatever it is, something that's very basic, that's probably not going to move very much, there's limited risk, but there's also limited opportunity on the upside, right? So it just comes down to what your risk tolerance is and understanding, how much risk do you want to take? Because when you're looking at 10x plus opportunities, please remember that you are going to be taking a lot more risk, and you just have to accept that. Right? So that's the first thing, is kind of changing your mindset. Now, the second thing is locating opportunities before other people do. Now, I'm in a stock right now. You might know about the stock I'm invested in. It's basically focused on oil and gas out of the Permian Basin. They have a solution for, it's kind of complex, but drilling and water, and basically all that kind of stuff ties into the Permian Basin region. And they're trying to basically target that specific market out there. And so what I'm looking at over the next, let's say, year or two is the oil and gas market improving, okay? Especially under this administration. Politics aside, whatever your political stance is, it doesn't matter. this administration, in my opinion, is going to be beneficial, let's just say, for oil and gas. And I think we're starting to see the beginning stages of that. So the company I'm invested in right now is a micro cap, small cap stock, low market cap, under the radar. And it's just an example of a company that I'm targeting because I believe that they have a great product, right? So I've done my research on the company. I believe in what they're doing. And I believe they have a good solution for, oil companies out in the Permian Basin. And what I'm also looking at is the, geopolitical climate and things that could, regulatory things that could happen, let's just say in Congress or whatever it is, that could impact that specific region and be beneficial. And then, of course, when you have something like that happen, it can also be beneficial for certain stocks that are targeting those types of plays, right? So that's what I'm looking at. I'm not just looking at it from the perspective of the price is cheap, nobody knows about it, it's under the radar. I'm also kind of thinking, in advance, let's say 1 year from now, if I buy 100,000 shares, if it's a cheap stock, let's say it's 10 cents a share, and I buy 100,000 shares, I'm hoping it goes above $1, right? So I'm hoping, I'm targeting a microcap stock that has a low market cap, but I believe in the product. I believe that the regulations are going to be beneficial for that company. And I also believe that not a lot of people know about it right now, which they don't. And so I believe that eventually that's going to change, right? So that goes back to the old adage, buy low, sell high, in a nutshell, right? So that's the second thing. Try to locate opportunities that other people don't know about yet. And once they do know about it, it's too late for them. And then you're the one selling to that excess demand, right? It's all about supply and demand. You have buyers and sellers in any market, whether it's crypto, whether it's the stock market, whatever it is. And buyers and sellers dictate the price of an asset. And so when you're looking at an asset that may be potentially undervalued in the next couple of years, you want to get there before everybody else. And then when that thing starts going parabolic, you're going to have the inventory, you're going to have the shares or the coins, whatever it is, to sell to those individuals who are interested in that product or that stock or that company. And they're pushing the price up, it's going parabolic. You're there, providing a service. You're providing liquidity to those buyers, right? But you've already been invested. You're like the market maker in that case, right? You've already been invested for a year, 2 years, whatever it is, because you're patient. And that's the third thing, right? So I want to, bring up that as well, because so many people go into this and they think that they're just going to get that quick, 10x return. Now, back in 2020 and 2021, that was absolutely a possibility. I mean, I remember we would buy stocks. We had a Discord group, and we would buy stocks, and within days they'd be up 300%, and we'd cash it. Those were crazy times, right? The market we're still in a bull market, right? Bitcoin's at roughly 100K, maybe a little bit less. But the market has changed with interest rates, and the liquidity overall in the market has changed as well. So it's not quite as crazy as it was back in 2020 and 2021, right? But there's still those opportunities if you're patient, because eventually those opportunities that are undervalued are going to go up, right? So the key is to just wait it out. And that's probably the toughest part for people, especially when you have volatility, right? So volatility is this thing where stocks and asset prices go up and down, up and down. You see your portfolio go down one day, it goes back up the next day. You're freaking out the entire time because it's an emotional roller coaster. And that's the toughest part, is waiting things out. Even though you bought low, you did your research, you believe that this is going to eventually go on a 10x plus, or that it very well could, right? You just always have to remember that patience is the name of the game. I think Warren Buffett was the one who said the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. And it's so true, because I can't tell you how many times I've bought a stock that eventually did a 10x, but I sold it before it went on its 10x plus, right? So that's the thing. You have to be patient. You have to wait these things out, because the worst feeling, in my opinion, is not necessarily missing out on a 10x opportunity. If I see one, I come across it randomly and I'm like, oh man, I could have bought that. The worst feeling I've ever had in the market, right? Even worse than losing money, arguably, is when I have held a stock, right, that I did my research on, everything's great. I sell the stock, right? Even if I've held it for like 6 months or a year, whatever it is, and then another 6 months goes by or whatever, and that stock eventually goes on a parabolic moonshot, and I was right about the stock, but I didn't hold long enough. I've had that happen so many times, and it was especially prevalent, you know, back in 2020, 2021. But, you know, I was positioning myself ahead of that, and there were certain stocks that I had that did eventually go on those massive runs that I missed out on because I sold too soon. I wasn't patient enough, right? So these are all lessons that I've learned in the market. And I just wanted to make this video to kind of discuss this because, you know, changing your mindset, looking for those opportunities, doing your research, you know, trying to get there before everybody else, you know, selling to the excess demand once that thing does go parabolic, but then also being patient. You know, it all ties in together, guys. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Opportunity is abundant, guys. It really is. And you just have to change your mindset. So many people have a scarcity mindset. You know, they have a mindset of, oh, well, I could lose money. I could, you know, this could happen, all the negatives, right? All the bad things. But if you think about the positives, even if things do go wrong, you learn from it. I've had so many stocks where I've lost money, I've made money, but you learn from it, right? And so as we sit out here on the beautiful shores of Panama City Beach, I hope everybody's doing well out there. You know, remember, money's not everything, guys. It's far from it. Money's a tool, but there is a lot of opportunity in the market. And so I just wanted to bring this up because I've been fortunate enough to participate in some of these 10x plus opportunities. And I wanted to, you know, make this video to kind of just give my thoughts on, you know, what I look at and also what you can look at as well when you're trying to look at those opportunities when they come across, you know, to where you can get those outsized returns, right? But with that being said, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll give you one more tour here of the shoreline of Panama City Beach. The sun is very bright right now, as you can see, but looking down the coast there, we're staying at the Marriott Spring Hill Suites, a very beautiful hotel. There's the pool and hot tub down there, and then we have the other side of the coast over on this side. As you can see, there's the pier. We went out there yesterday. Didn't get to do any fishing, but we did see some people fishing over there, and they were catching some stuff. You know, there's a lot of great fishing out here on the Panhandle as well. And like I said, if you're looking for a vacation spot that's not too expensive, but it's absolutely gorgeous, I have to say, guys, Panama City Beach, especially, you know, spring break is technically going on right now, but it's really, you know, from what I can see, it's not bad. The beaches were a little bit crowded earlier, but, you know, I think it's really gotten a lot less from what it was back when you had like Club La Vela and, you know, they had all the alcohol on the beach and everything, because that's actually banned now. You can't even drink on the beach. But, you know, it's not too expensive either. Like I said, you know, if you're where I live in Illinois, you can drive down here, stay at a hotel for a few days and, you know, take it easy. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. God bless you all, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.